Hey, so I'm sitting here and I'm sitting on my balcony of my own apartment. Um, and I'm just thinking about the fact that it's been like 6 years since I was assaulted. And my life is so great. And I don't know, I guess when you hear stories about people, and specifically I'm going to talk about women who have been assaulted, especially when they've been raped, it's kind of like your life is kind of done, like there is a world after, but not really. Like, not really, you don't really hear the stories much beyond the rape. Like, I feel like reading Chanel Miller's book, Know My Name, was probably the first time I felt any kind of hope during the journey of, survivorship. It's like a fucking apprenticeship. Because at some point you stop being a survivor and you just go back to being a person again. And I feel like that's the part of the rejuvenation that they don't tell you about. There's a healing of your soul, of your whole body. Like, it can be like it never happened. It honestly can. And I think that sometimes we put this pressure on ourselves to be like, the trauma remains forever. The trauma is, the trauma is me. I am the trauma, and we're never separate from that. And that's just actually not the case. It's so crazy because I remember crying about the fact that I was so pissed that this was a part of my life story. And feeling like, what the fuck? Like, I don't deserve to be, no! And nobody deserves to be. But I was just like, no, fuck no. Like, I don't want to be a fucking victim of rape in my life. Like, what the hell? That's how it felt to me at certain points. I was just so angry about that he got to do that, and that now this is my story too. I can't explain to you how much it annoyed me, honestly, and I really hung on to it for a while. And then I went through this period of being like, okay, well, I'm a survivor, that's who I am, and I was telling my story and trying to figure out how I could just spread the word around what happened and how I got there, because I was like, well, at least if we know how I got there, then it helps somebody. There's clarity there, there's healing there. But honestly, it seemed to just be a matter of time. I think that whether I had gone out and told my story and written my name on the wall of the survivorhood, or that I just stayed quiet and focused on myself and moved on with life, I would eventually move on. Healing is inevitable. And that's one of the most wonderful gifts when you are in the hood of it all. And there's something beautiful about that space and the time it gives you to be with yourself and be amongst your many selves. But it's lonely, and it's hard, and it's dark. And I used to be so defensive of the darkness and feel like, there's nothing wrong with dark. There's nothing wrong with being dark. And there's nothing wrong with darkness. But there's also something amazing about feeling lighter and feeling a weight off your back. And though there is nothing wrong with being heavy, there is a weight to it that can be too much. And when you are in the thick of suffering and of trauma, it's too much. And you deserve to feel lighter. You deserve to have that weight taken off your back. And I want to tell you that it does go naturally. Naturally, you shed. Naturally. You don't need to be concerned. You don't need to be fearful or worried or afraid in any way. Life will figure itself out. I don't know how I got into this apartment. I don't remember how I got here. And I'm here. I don't know how. Every day I'm not quite sure how I'm making it work. And yet I'm making it work. Life will happen for you. Life will do the work for you. Okay? We are like carried in this life, and you don't need to be concerned about trying to figure your way out. Life will do it for you. Just like life will do every other thing as well. But you can be assured that life will heal you. It just will. So, just in case you need some hope during this time, or just a reminder that things do get better, I'm here to tell you, like, that saying was not wrong. It gets better. It really gets better. You have to hold on. Like, you really have to wait. And you have to see it through. And actually, if you're in a place where it feels like this is just your new normal, you're kind of in the best position possible for things to change and get better without you ever having to try. This is when you're carried the most, because you're allowing yourself to be. Because there's nothing else you can do. And sometimes there's a gift to that level of helplessness. Because you allow others to be helpful. And you allow yourself to be helped. So, yeah. That's just my little add-on to the wonderful energy in the air, which is spring to summer, and all the good things that come with that. So, have a good night.